know. It's early. Don't make me think of words.
Yeah.
It's early. I'm still finishing up my coffee, so you know.
Yeah, I just poured up another cup.
Nice. No, I just want. How do you like your coffee? I mean, you like your coffee black, right?
Yeah, strong black and hot.
Nice. That's right. That's right. You and I agree on that. Welcome. Welcome.
Big podcast money.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Let's Talk About That podcast. I'm Tony, and this is Martin.
Yeah, I think I am. I was yesterday, so I think I still am.
Yeah, I mean, now granted, I've never seen you in person, so maybe you're not really Martin. I guess I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I could be. Yeah, I could be Tony, I guess. And
well, that'd be confusing.
Yeah, and I live in Tennessee, maybe. I don't know where I live.
Oh, so that's the Tennessee accent. I don't know if I've heard it before.
Yeah, sounds about right. This is almost a conspiracy theory. Yeah. We could start that one. Yeah.
Yes. The conspiracy that Norway is actually located in the southern United States.
Yeah. Also, I heard it's the same as the one that I heard. Ukraine is the best American state of Russia. Have you heard that one?
No, I have not.
Yeah, I think I saw it on YouTube or something. Ukraine is the best American state in Russia.
Although I have heard the one. There's I don't know that it's a real popular one, but it's a real one that Finland doesn't actually exist.
Yeah. It's probably the same as that Australia or New Zealand doesn't exist. It's just forgotten in so many maps, actually.
Oh yeah, poor New Zealand.
Yeah, they're known for Lord of the Rings movies and sheep.
That sounds about right. And rugby, maybe? They do rugby?
Yeah. They're pretty rough in the fields. I've seen it. Last time we had a little scratch on the surface of languages.
Indeed.
Yeah, and we between that and now we didn't really know what to talk about. Actually, I mean there is so many things to pick, and if we just started talking like this, we would be talking forever about nothing. But
yeah, we all heard the first episode.
Yeah, we could do another one of those. It's not impossible. But we landed on crazy news or conspiracy theories. But first, you told me about another tragic event in the US, Tony, that happened this past week.
Yeah, of course we had, which is, unfortunately not that uncommon of event these days. There was another school shooting in Michigan, and it seems weird to say it this way, but I mean only 4 people died, as I understand it.
4 deaths.
Yeah,
that's 5 too many.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's yeah, I don't even like yeah, I don't even know what to say about sort of the gun stuff in this country. Like people are so weird about the gun control debate.
Yeah, the thing is that they think it's a freedom to own a gun and their right to protect themselves. Of course, there's a right to protect themselves, but I don't think don't think weapons is the solution, really. A proper police force and the faith in them and stricter laws against weapons would probably make a whole lot of difference. But I'm sitting here in Norway, saying this, where the gun laws are pretty strict, and we have the police force with you're required to have some, not some, actually pretty long education to be a police officer. It's so huge difference. But still, if you want a weapon, you can always get one. I mean, anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's, I can't claim to be an expert, on firearms acquisition. But I know it's interesting because, yes, you need to have like background checks, stuff like that to purchase a firearm in a store, but you could go to a gun show where you have a private seller, and they can sell you, essentially whatever. I guess like, I think, it's not like there may be some laws there, but I don't exactly know what they are.
Yeah, sure. Trying to do some Google search here to see if we had any school shootings in Norway, and I found one, but there are probably more. It was in the first school shooting was in Norway in 2009, actually. I don't know if anyone was killed, but there was, a 9-year-old guy who, he shot with a shotgun inside the school. And no, don't think anyone was hurt, really. It's just a small news article, this one. But I mean, if you have guns in your house, in your home, you're required to have a locked safe or a gun cabinet to store them in, and I think you're supposed to have the ammo in a different location. And yeah, you're required to do that, and you need license on all the guns, and you need license to use them. And yeah, it's how is the rules in the US?
Yeah, I'll answer that to the best of my ability.
Yeah, of course. I don't know the rules too well here either. So
yeah, so I oh boy, so well, okay, I'll say the things I know for sure.
yeah,
There's, I mean, a gun owner, has a responsibility to keep the gun out of reach of minors and stuff like that. Like that's actually in this most recent school shooting. The shooter's parents have actually been charged, I believe, with some form of manslaughter, for failing to secure their weapons.
yeah, as there should, if you're asking me.
Yeah. There aren't any rule in terms of like home storage. I don't think there's any sort of rule about ammunition and whether it needs to be kept away from it. I do know that if you are not licensed if you don't have a carry license, like if you've purchased a gun but you're not licensed to conceal carry it, and you are transporting it, you do need to keep the ammunition separate. Although it doesn't, there's not really a lot of requirement on how that separation is. I think the instructor I had talked about a time where like he needed something in a pinch, so he literally just like took the ammunition and put it in a sock and put the sock next to his, gun carrier, and that was sufficient.
Yeah, it's the laws are so different. it's the lack of words when it comes to. I'm having the shooting in mind, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going through those who shoots head, but there got to be a lot of anger going on.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe those are the misunderstood individuals that didn't get enough attention. Maybe. Of course, they're always like, if we did this and that differently, it wouldn't happen. But you can't turn back time.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, I would think, for people just a lack of hope. I mean, it's probably almost like a suicidal sort of thing where it's like, they don't have the support structure that they need at school or at home, and they become angry and act
Yeah,
on it in a very damaging way.
yeah, absolutely. It's this is way out of my field. I'm no psychologist. I haven't been close to this personally at all. Um, uh, yeah, the grasp of words or the lack thereof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what to say actually. Just that something need to be changed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think I would feel safe being in a larger area in the US. Uh, because I wouldn't know if there was a guy coming around with a gun and wanting to just rob me or something because he needed money, because his aunts are sick or whatever. It feels
Mm-hmm.
so unpredictable to me. Um,
Yeah.
uh, I don't know if I would feel like that, but that's what I feel sitting here now. Like, um, yeah,
Well, yeah.
I mean, anyone could carry a gun and have it in the purse or in the trousers, going around town. Ain't that right?
As long as they have a license for it, which
Yeah,
they have to get from the sheriff's office or from the
yeah,
sheriff.
sure.
So I mean, there's some level of vetting at that level.
Yeah, but
You're not allowed to carry, and at least in Minnesota, you can't open carry, although that's not the case everywhere in the country.
no, I've heard that the states are so different in the gun control laws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some are more liberal and some are quite strict.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
it's
yeah, this is everyone has their own opinion about this. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't think we're gonna solve. I don't think we're gonna solve gun control in America today.
No, I don't think we can. I don't think you can because there are so many different opinions and so many situations, and there's so many people and the different state with different laws. It's I don't think it can be say be yeah. I don't think we can have a solution right away. You'd have to.
Yeah,
We need time, I guess.
yeah,
You need time.
yeah. You guys got to figure it out.
Yeah,
But
or something.
yeah. Well,
We
it
we
is.
I mean we recently had a tragic thing here in Norway too about the guy running around with a bow and arrow and shooting people. Um, so we're not that safe. I mean, he had a bow and arrow and he shot people in the streets and in the shops. Uh, so yeah, it's we're not all uh, joy over here either.
Oh yes. Yeah, I mean, people that wish to do harm will always find ways to do harm.
Yes,
Unfortunately.
that's Yeah, that's true. But let's turn over to something a bit more, shall we say, mystique, interesting,
Sure, a
funny.
little less morose.
Yeah, something how we can laugh about, something we can think about.
Sure, sure. Well, let's see. We've got our big list of conspiracy theories in front of us here. So we just have
Yeah,
to
we
we
just
have to just
the first one that I see when I scroll down here is the chemtrails.
Oh yes, I like that one.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know the whole thing other than it's supposedly poison. They're spewing out with some biological things to trace people. Or do you know anything about that theory?
I mean, yeah, I think the main version of it I feel like I've heard is the chemtrails contain like a mind control agent or
Yeah.
something to, keep the populace docile or something like that.
It's fantastic. I mean, you have to be a
Yeah.
nut job to come up with it. You have to be sitting very much alone on your porch and looking at the yeah.
Well, this is one of those conspiracies that I feel like, it couldn't have really existed prior to the internet
Mm-mm.
because, like, what would happen? Someone might have this idea, but who are they going to tell it to?
Yeah, there is
Now anyone
the
can go online anonymously and talk about the New World Order spraying chemtrails in the air, and they can find an audience for that wherever they may be.
yeah. I mean, you can put anything on the internet, and like we talked about, you could say you're Jesus, and you would at least get 1,000 followers pretty straight away if you just claim that I am Jesus. So yeah, that's chemtrails. It's so vague actually. All the planes are flying around and trying to keep us controlled. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I saw a video once of someone supposedly fixing a chemtrail. Like they had their video
Oh,
camera out, and they had like a
they,
spray
they,
bottle of just
they
like cleaner, and they're just like spraying it at the air, and they're like, I know it's crazy, but just wait, and then just like wait, and then 30 minutes later they'll be gone. Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I think that's how weather works.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, it's just the notion that chemtrails are a thing to begin with is already crazy. But then to think that like a little aerosolized like spray bottle thing that you've got, thousands
Yeah.
of feet below on the ground is somehow A, going to get up there, and B, get up there with enough concentration to actually do something useful.
Yeah, and do
It's
something about something that doesn't exist.
Yep.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I love
it's wild out there. It's wild.
it.
Uh,
Well, of course, the other conspiracy that all the pilots know but they can't tell us about, of course. You know this one, right?
maybe if you explain it to me, I might know it. I've heard many.
Well, I don't know if you guys out in listener land know this, but it turns out the earth is flat.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I saw the Flat Earth Society or whatever they want to call themselves on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. They claimed they had supporters and believers all around the globe. Yeah, it's fantastic. There, I don't understand how they can believe that. I mean, it's proven time and time again that the Earth is spheric in some way. It's not completely round like a ball, but it's round and it's a ball kind of.
Mhm. Well, it's certainly. Well, I mean, I assume you've seen sort of the map of the world. As the flat earthers believe it is, right?
I mean, there is several, but yeah,
Sure.
they see you have a flat Earth and you have the sun going around it because the Earth is a disk or something, right? Is that
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
the one you're thinking about?
Well, sure, but also like the way that the world is spread out, where it's the North Pole is basically the center of the Earth in
Yeah,
there,
exactly.
and the South Pole is much much longer and goes around the entire edge of the Earth.
Yeah, that would just be, yeah, of course it does.
Yeah, and and the thing I ask myself, oh, thanks, Kat. The thing I ask myself about all this is why, like even pretending for a moment that there was any scientific validity behind flat Earth, like I just I don't have a concept of what is to be gained by deceiving the public into thinking the Earth is round. Like that's the question that is always begged for me is like, even if the Earth is flat, why do scientists want us to think it's round?
Yeah, I mean,
You
what?
know,
I, then again, you have all if the Earth is flat, then all the space is a lie. I mean, all the pictures from space are fake, and they bring so much more to it. If you say the Earth is flat, you have to change so much.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's
if you say if Earth is flat, there, yeah, the laws of physics and stuff I don't know anything about are just you just have to do them all over again on a different. It doesn't work. It's yeah. I'm looking at the map here now, and trying to figure out how they think this works. I mean, yeah.
yeah. The 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 thing that amazes me, of course, is if this proposed map is true. I mean, you've basically got the entire Earth, flattened out into a pancake, and South America and Australia are basically the two farthest points away on the map. So uh, either I guess I don't know what the flight time is, between South America and Australia, but I imagine we must also have some like top secret planes that are capable of going way faster than we know about
Yeah.
to make that trip in the time they make it.
Yeah, the time from South America to Australia, as you said, it says here on Travel Math, it takes about 19 hours to fly
19 it's 19 hours to travel,
from
like
South America to Australia.
to easily travel 19,000 miles. So
Yeah,
you at least need to be going 1,000 miles an hour.
yeah, this is like 500 miles an hour, or
Mm.
804 kilometers per hour, and takeoff and landing would take 30 minutes. I mean, 19 hours in the air. I mean, yeah, it's it doesn't make any sense at all. That one, that
Yeah.
one either, actually. One conspiracy theory that I actually dove into a while back was the thing behind the pyramids.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you look on YouTube on different videos, you'll be sucked into it, and if you watch enough videos, you start to believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, take everything with a handful of salt, but the some are convinced that the aliens helped or did build the pyramids because it's so advanced and so large and so precise that it would be impossible for the men of the day to build it. But then again, you can see Rome and the concrete they used. I mean, the Colosseum is still standing, and they don't know the way they made the concrete, or yeah, they don't know the how they made the concrete. It's still a
Oh sure.
secret.
What do you just out of curiosity, if you don't mind sharing, what are your thoughts on sort of aliens and UFOs in general?
Well, if you look on scientifically, we have the golden belt or whatever it's called. The
Mhm.
the distance from a sun that it's not too hot, and then the distance from that to it's not too cold, like where the Earth is placed now. It's
Yeah.
it's quite it's a coincidence we're placed there, I think, and every star we see is sun-ish, and they say, let's say that they've found some planets that's placed in that golden belt of different stars that could contain life, but if there is life out there, there is, or if there've been life out there, it's either they're not advanced enough to contact us, or they did exist and are now extinct,
Hmm.
or then maybe we're the last life in the universe to exist, or maybe we're the first to exist. I don't know. I mean, why would they contact us if there was an advanced civilization out there?
Hmm. Well, yeah, it
Uh,
sounds like you're kind of hitting on the idea of the great filter, right?
yeah, exactly. Um, I I don't know where I stand about that. If there is UFOs and aliens and the like, but something that's quite interesting is that some say that the trees are the aliens, the plants are the aliens. Have you heard that
Oh,
one?
really? I have not heard that one.
Because they've discovered that some trees are talking to each other with um, electric impulses.
Huh.
They've discovered some electric impulses in the ground coming from the trees going through some fungus or something. Um, and if a tree is dying, it would send out this message, and maybe those other trees around would send help, like
Hmm.
nutrition to that tree. And that's kind of a proof for this, those who believe in this, that the trees actually are alive, is alive, but in a whole different level than we can understand, I guess. Um, I think I saw it on Discovery or History Channel or something a while back.
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, I found an article here on it, yeah, on the Smithsonian. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's interesting. I guess Tolkien had it right all along, huh?
yeah, yeah.
Can't wait. Yeah, Tolkien.
I've said that all the years. Tolkien was a genius. You said that the appearance of the trees are
Yeah, the trees almost wiped out all life on Earth. So it was interesting because the compound that they evolved to grow hard enough to grow as tall as they did, there was nothing on Earth at that point that was capable of like digesting that. So when those trees died, they would basically fall over and nothing could eat them. And so they all turned to just billions of tons of charcoal. And at some point there was a fire that started, and there was so much carbon, like it's basically like the entire planet was one giant charcoal briquette that almost smothered all the life on Earth by through the burning. So I always thought that was really interesting that trees almost caused the apocalypse.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one. That was news to me.
Yeah, and that's not a conspiracy theory. That's science.
yeah. Of course, I know that the trees were a lot bigger before because the oxygen level on Earth was way higher. That's why the dinosaurs and all the insects back then was so large. But that's like 100 million years back, right?
Oh yeah, it's millions and millions and maybe even billions of years ago.
Yeah, because talking about time, there is this conspiracy theory about that. We're actually not in 2021. Have you heard that one?
I don't know if I've heard that.
I'm trying to find it. It should be here. I think I saw it earlier. It was a pope. It was a pope that there was a change in the calendars. False history. The German. Some theories claim that the dates of historical events have been deliberately distorted. These include the phantom time hypothesis of German conspiracy theorist Herbert Illig or something, who in 1991 published an allegation that 297 years had been added to the calendar by establishment figures such as Pope Sylvester II in order to position themselves as the millennium. That's if that one is right, but I mean, there's no way to actually figure that one out because I've heard because 297 years it's so short in the time of doing the carbonization and stuff, and it's not so long ago. I mean, Pope Sylvester, he died. He was the Pope from 999 to 1003. So it's not that long ago. I mean,
sure.
So if there's added 297 years to the calendar, it means the Dark Ages never existed.
I had not heard this one. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
And very difficult to disprove.
Yeah, because the documentation of that period is it's so vague. I mean, you can see the pictures that was painted of, for example, Pope Sylvester II. It's over 1,000 years old. I mean, to be to be able to to say that this and that is correct and this and that is wrong, it would be nearly impossible, I think. They know something about him, but that's because it's written down. But then again, how can you believe that?
I suppose, yeah. I mean, it's one of those. It's also one of those things that either way these days, it really doesn't affect us at all.
Yeah, sure. Except that if the Dark Ages never existed, there is some historical figures that probably never existed.
That's true.
Not that that affects us in any way. I mean, King Arthur is proved to be a myth anyway. There's no recollection of him whatsoever, just in the books.
Indeed.
Yeah, I see here, just looking at Pope Sylvester, it was kind of interesting. He's credited with the invention of the first mechanical clock in 1996.
Huh.
Yeah, that's today's trivia facts, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh, he did a lot. He said that he is said to be the first to introduce Europe to the decimal numeral system using the Hindu-Arabic numeral system too. So
oh,
he these records claim that he is the man who brought Arabic numerals to Europe.
huh.
Yeah,
That's a lot more sort of scientific in nature than I would have expected from a pope. So
yeah, it's strange how you go back in some time in some eras and see how they how scientific the popes and priests were, and then just some years after that they're just closed their minds to every common sense, and then it's gradually opening up again. It's it must be fair, don't you think?
it must be fear, you said?
Yeah, fear of
Yeah.
something they don't understand, I guess.
Yeah, either something they don't understand or something they can't control, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Can't control. We have there's so many theories, Tony.
Yes.
Where to start? Of course, we have the conspiracy theories about Illuminati.
Oh, sure.
And New World Order, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're not in charge of anything, are we?
Yeah, I mean, you and me personally are in charge of, unfortunately, just about nothing.
Yeah, I mean we're in charge
Oh,
of uploading this podcast
yep,
for all.
yep.
I think. I don't know.
But yeah, no, the truth be told, I don't know that much about, the exactly what the Illuminati are purported to, be involved with, other than just sort of being, the sort of umbrella organization from which all conspiracy theories seem to flow. It's probably the Illuminati that are doing the chemtrails and that are
Yeah,
and
probably.
that are trying to make us think that it's a globe Earth. I don't know why, but they
Yeah,
gotta control the sheep, right?
yeah, yeah. It was here. It says that some conservatives in Europe came to believe that the group had been responsible for the French Revolution. And then again, if Illuminati really exists and are so secret, how could we disprove this? I mean, look at World War II. How many double and triple agent there were, and for not talk about the Cold War, how many spies there were.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, humans are clever and have always been. So I'm sure they could have done that in 1789, 1799.
Lot easier to control information back in those days.
Yeah, but then again, in the 60s there was spread some hoax, it says here, about the Illuminati, were later spread in the 1960s by a group of American patriarchal jokers known as Discordians, who, for example, wrote a series of fake letters about Illuminati to Playboy. So I guess Illuminati doesn't exist either.
I guess not. Well, of course, they're kind of Illuminati's sort of more mainstream, especially because you've got novelists like Dan Brown. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
of
you're
course. Of course,
familiar with this
I
person.
love those movies. I love any movies with the conspiracy theories around religion. It's I find those quite interesting.
Yeah, no, I haven't actually seen the movies, but at the risk of sounding smug, I did read the books.
As I told you, I'm not that much of a reader anymore. I tend to read and forget about what I've read. So I either it's audiobooks or the movie.
Sure. No, it's hard to find time to read these days.
Yeah, it is.
That's
I've tried to dive into the Silmarillions of by Tolkien, but it's it feels like it's written kind of like the Bible is. So
yeah.
I mean in the way it's written is with the language and the way things are betrayed and stuff like it's quite tough to read it. I think, especially since it's in English too.
Sure. Yeah, no, I mean, Tolkien I love the ideas in his books, but they can be difficult to read, or they can be difficult to really stay engaged with. But the movies do a great job of that, which is, anyway, we're off topic again, aren't we?
Yeah, way.
Although to be fair, I don't think it takes much it wouldn't take much to get you off topic talking about Lord of the Rings or anything Tolkien. So
No, sure, I'll dive right into it. Do you have any favorites except from the chemtrails and those flat Earth and anything that that has scratched your mind lately?
I mean, those are really the. I mean, if we're talking about things that are sort of lighthearted, those are sort of the main ones. I mean, there's especially in the United States right now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories about elections and the pandemic and
Yeah, I mean we have the group here called Government, Politics, and Conflicts. You have Trump, Biden, and Ukraine. Biden, Ukraine conspiracy. Barack Obama has its own. Clinton has its own. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it almost got funny over time in kind of a sad way though, the whole like the birther thing with Barack Obama, where it's like, well, you got to see his birth certificate because he's actually a Kenyan or something. It's
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't change anything, does it? He's never been secretive about that.
well, I mean, other than the fact that if he wasn't actually born in the United States, he would not have been able to be president.
Oh, you have to be born in the US to be president? I just thought you had to be living there for so and so long.
Yeah, you have to not. I think you have to be born here. I'd have to double check on the exact wording of it, but
it's not important. It's just my lack of knowledge, I guess.
yeah, that there was some talk that we had Arnold Schwarzenegger as the governor of California.
Yeah, he's probably one of the greatest actors. Not just because of the acting, but he seems like a genuine good man.
Yeah, he seemed actually like he did a reasonably good job of being governor for, it could probably compared to, of course, my state, Minnesota, which has the perhaps dubious honor of having elected a former pro wrestler slash actor as our governor. You heard of Jesse Ventura?
You disappeared. It sounded like
Oh, I
you were
did?
running. Yeah, it sounded like you were running away.
Oh,
But now
no.
you're there. What
Have you heard?
the pro wrestler who is
Yeah,
governor of Minnesota?
yeah. Have you heard of Jesse Ventura?
Of who? You disappeared again. You have to stop running, Tony. You have to stop running.
I'm sorry. I gotta get my run in sometime.
Yeah. Something is wrong with your mic. That's or with your mic, as you would say.
That's annoying.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. You're sitting in the other side of the room.
No,
Oh.
I'm sounding good again.
No, it's very far away.
I'm sitting right next to it, the same way I have this entire time.
Yeah, it's just like you tone out.
This is a joy for us trying to record here. Come on. All right, I got the mic volume all the way up. So can you hear me at this point pretty well?
Yeah, I hear you, but you're still spiking. You know, sounds like a bad connection. No, now you're pretty good.
All right. Well, while I'm good, maybe we should take this opportunity to wrap up the podcast because Illuminati is throttling my bandwidth.
Yeah, I think it's Illuminati doing this because now you're again you're spiking.
I'm sorry, everyone. Sorry, my internet connection has let you down.
Yeah, I mean you're here and then you're not and then you're here again. So I don't blame you. we could blame Illuminati or your cat for good measure.
Yeah. Yeah, the cat's a good culprit.
Yeah, I think we were going to blame the cat for this.
Well, if you can hear me, everyone, thank you again for listening to the Let's Talk About That podcast, and we'll be back hopefully next week, and hopefully with a more solid internet connection.
Yeah, we're hoping Tony gets some better internet connection, maybe a better mic or whatever is wrong on his end. We're on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Anchor, Scratch. I guess we're on the most platforms you listen to podcast. We're also on Reddit and on YouTube. Did I forget anything?
I think you pretty much covered it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll leave the links of everything in the description on our YouTube video and on our subreddit, of course. Yeah, next time we're getting close to Christmas and the holidays, maybe we'll do a Christmas special.
Yeah, I think talking about holiday traditions would be a great topic.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we're celebrating a bit differently from Norway to US, so yeah. And we've been talking for about an hour, so we're actually on time. But because of Tony's bad internet connection and or network or bad cat or Illuminati or whatever you may, this is conspiracy theory, actually. Yeah, we're going to round it up now, and we'll see you again in a week.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Have a good one out there, guys.
Have a good one.